Okay, I'm going to send them the first board. And I think we're ready to get started, yeah? Welcome to the championship match for Season 7 of the Dominion League. Mick Seanock is here. Hi.
Hi.
And we have our contestants here. We have Steph, and she can't say no. We're ready to play 6 exciting kingdoms, brought to us by the Kingdom Design Challenge for this season. It's been a lot of fun play testing these boards, and there's some really good stuff that we have for you. So that's going to be cool. A note about the result of this. It's already been decided. Steph is the league champion because he kicked.
Congratulations, Steph.
Well done. You did it.
You're you're the best.
You're the best. By a lot. If she can't say no wins all 6 games, it's not enough. So these are all for funsies. And let's go ahead and take a look at this first board. This first board was submitted by Robert J. Thank you, Robert J., for submitting this board. And I've play tested all of these. I didn't play test any with Mick Seanock, but this is interesting because Cultist is on the board, but Vineyard counters it, and so does Fairgrounds. So that's the long and the short of it. The question is, do you go for Cultist? And she can't say no. Obviously thinks no, because he has gotten a talisman with 5.
I play tested 0 of these.
Oh, what do you think?
So, I would be inclined to go for the cultist anyway, I think.
There is an engine here. Fairgrounds is a decent payload for that engine. This is true. On a
But
5-2.
we'll see.
On a 5-2, I'd be
They-
very tempted, yeah.
Yeah. Um,
So
but if you are going what they're doing, the 4-3 is much better.
right, so
Um,
Steph has a storeroom instead of a pearl diver, it looks like.
Yeah.
And that's not insignificant. I mean, Cultist is a good card, and with a bunch of ruins in your deck, I did play test this with my opponent going for Cultist, and yeah, the potions, they won, although I think I don't know if that was a very good showing, because contesting Vineyards may not actually be the right call if you're going for Cultist, but neither one of them is doing it.
When you're doing these mirrors here, then the interesting thing is, when do you put in the potion?
If I knew I was being
And you
mirrored,
tend to do it pretty soon.
yeah, I'd do
in
it
these
turn 3.
cases.
If I knew I was being
But
mirrored, like, immediately, and get as many potions as possible.
but you can. I mean, it just depends. You can screw yourself over.
How so? I mean, I think
Going
Philosopher's
away.
Stone helps to mitigate that, because you could hit 3 potion, maybe stonemason it into 2 vineyards if you really need to. It's not impossible.
That's not impossible. It's not the kind of thing you want to like plan on.
Right.
Um, I assume he's stopping here to think if he wants to get 2 potions right now.
Yeah. He's hovering over Talisman. I don't know that there's a place for that many talismans in the deck. I like 2 potions.
Yeah.
His storeroom missed, which actually isn't a huge deal. He doesn't get to cycle, but
We'll see if she can't say no. Takes the Philosopher's Stone with hopes of doing the Stonemason. That's a bit of a long shot, even if you have the 3 potion. If you don't have better control of the deck, and you don't here, so.
That's true, although there are no ruins involved. So if your opponent's not junking you, that's certainly something that's worth considering.
Yeah.
I mean, here's
It's
a
just
really good.
hard to line stuff up.
Yeah, this is a really
Steph
good draw
has
for Steph.
Nice draws.
So Steph has an advantage because he had that storeroom earlier, and he's really able to capitalize on it here. So here he can trash his hovel. I mean, I think trashing the hovel is an easy call, because since they're both going for vineyards in this sort of rush strategy, I don't think Fairgrounds is going to enter into the equation. That's the only reason I can think of to save this hovel.
Yeah, there's even if you thought you were getting the fairgrounds, it wouldn't really be
Yeah.
much of a reason to save it.
She can't say no in the chat says this is 100% resignable, but I guess I'll play on a bit for the show. Steph has had really good draws so far. Heralds. Yeah, I mean, there is something to be said for changing gears if you feel like you're behind. How many vineyards does She Can't Say No have? Is it just one, I think? Yeah, I think he just has one. And then you need to find some other way to
Steph
score
has
points.
4 of the vineyards.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Well, this is moving pretty quickly. I feel like we managed to get a variety of different types of feels of game. Oh, wow, look at that.
This is just a nightmare.
Oh, wow. And this is our league champion. I mean, look at this play. It's just amazing.
Better lucky than smart. Any day of the week. And I mean even better both to be both, but
I mean
yeah, this is just kind of a see how long it takes the piles to run out now.
uh, JSH says sometimes changing gear isn't too bad. It's not the best card in the world. Gear is amazing. Okay, just so we're clear on that.
Gear is solid.
It's like totally broken. She Can't Say No has played quite a few action cards this turn.
And he's gonna have $6 or something.
Hey,
It'll
I
be
mean,
amazing.
that's a good number of dollars right there. You could do some stuff.
Like he didn't even get enough. Did he get 2 vineyards? Is that what he ended up with?
I think he has 2 vineyards. I mean,
So
really,
like even adding more actions here is not like
yeah. The big problem I think She Can't Say No is
unless he
gonna.
can pile out immediately and it bumps his score up, but he loses. He's just completely lost.
Yeah,
He should buy a
cultist.
He should buy like a fairgrounds or something.
I think Fairgrounds is probably the move here.
I mean, he may just be like suiciding. That's also
Triple
an
Pearl
option.
Diver with no stonemasons. Oh, he says in the chat he thought he had 3 buys, so he might not have been planning. Oh, he might have planned to get a stonemason afterward. And the piles are going to go bye-bye. And I think Steph is probably going to have an extra buy. He should spend it on a ruin this turn. I don't know that he's had any extra buys this game that could have been spent on ruins. But how do you feel about doing that?
You can take them pretty early, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, you usually will, because of the Pearl Divers and other 3 costs. You usually have a different card to spend whatever on.
Yeah.
A
neat interaction is because it's a shelter game. If your opponent is going for cultist, you can trash your shelters into 2 ruins, and it's kind of like thinning because you're going to get the ruins anyway. But that didn't enter into the equation. Steph only had.
All right, that one only took like.
minutes. I thought we'd get things start off with a quick one.
That's the fastest game I've ever seen Steph play.
So the next kingdom will probably take much longer. It was submitted by JW. Thank you, JW, for submitting this kingdom.
I guess we should mention the Dr. Steelhammer is mentioning in the chat that there is a tournament that's going to happen after this match. and you can sign up in the chat if you want to participate. I don't have any idea what the rules are, how long it's supposed to take or anything.
Well,
Maybe Adam knows.
the tournament's going to take no longer than 2 hours, and it'll start immediately after the match. It'll be very casual, and we'll be using some of the honorable mentions from the Kingdom Design Challenge.
Is it just 2-player still?
Yeah, it's
Or are
2-player
we
games.
I guess we probably don't have that many people.
This is not quite right. What's going on here with Steph's play area? It's not refreshing? Let's see what I can do about that. This
Steph
is a
broke
team viewer issue.
Everything. I'm not sure if it's TeamViewer if
My team viewer window's not getting refreshed properly.
I mean, I'm not sure if it's just Steph's literally his
Okay,
screen
there we
was
go.
not. The Goku bug, it was like I think the team viewer was duplicating what was happening on his screen,
Oh, okay.
and he was just actually had a loading screen on half of his board.
All right. Looks like we have this kingdom up now.
Quality website. JSH, I'm only participating via Skype, so I don't think I can contribute too many video glitches, but I'll try.
So this board, you have the Seahag and Hermit interaction. So Hermit is usually pretty good against cursors, although not as much Seahag because Seahag top decks the curse. So that's a thing. It's something that's going on. There is no copper trashing other than Stonemason, so the trashing is very slow, and Seahag is a formidable junking attack. There is an engine here. On the other hand, the draw is speculative. You've only got Golem and Wishing Well. And then the payload is also speculative. Merchant Guild can sometimes be pretty slow in terms of payload. Big money options are relatively strong, and so I think one of the coolest things about this board is the fact that the engine is weak, the big money is kind of sort of strong, and the engine doesn't necessarily...
What is the strong big money?
Hermit, Bandit Camp.
I wouldn't call that strong big money.
Well, okay, I wouldn't call any big money strong big money, but...
Well, I mean, there are some nebulars that are a lot better. I mean...
This is true.
Like, Embassy big money is pretty strong for big money, and Wharf big money is pretty good too.
This is true.
But you're right. In general, they're not the strongest things. But I would skip Seahag here.
Yeah, Markov Keta and I played a
much
number of games on this board, and we're still not sure whether Seahag is good or not. It kind of depends on what your opponent's doing. Everyone except me thinks it's garbage, and I usually like to skip Seahag a lot, but I'm still not 100%. I think it kind of depends on draws. But the cool thing is we played several games, and it seems very balanced. Like, Big Money and the Engine are very competitive. So it's... I mean, this is not clearly an Engine board.
I mean, the Engine is finicky. I mean, it's not like it comes together perfectly.
Yeah.
In my guess, I'm just guessing.
I mean, it's got Golem at the heart of it, so of course it's
I
not
wouldn't
good.
I wouldn't count on anything else being much better than it ever. I just can't see not going for quite a few actions here.
Yeah, we we kind of assumed that both Steph and She Can't Say No would just go for the engine, and that is what they're doing. They're both going for the engine, and that makes the engine even weaker because Wishing Well is very important to the engine.
I think it would be easy to not consider what Madman can do as far as making you have one or two big turns.
Well, that's true. Merchant Guild can reward something like that.
And you don't have to like have a mega turn or even have a big turn every time, just as long as you have a couple that kind of gives you a stack of tokens, and it gives you a lot of flexibility.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
Ooh, Steph's got two Madmen in his hand. I wonder I don't know if he has much in his deck to make very good use of it, though. I don't think he has any merchant guilds, and I don't think he has any hermits. So this may end up being a little unfortunate for him. There's something to be said for not playing the Madmen. I'm not positive about that.
Yeah, I don't know enough about what's in his deck. So She Can't Say No has the Merchant Guild, right? Okay.
Yeah, he opened with it.
I mean, Steph can get. Well, now he can't unless he plays the Madman. He could overpay. If he played the Madman, then he would have an opportunity to get 2 golems. But that's probably not that important.
2 golems.
Yeah, 2 golems.
Right. I mean, it's probably worth it, though, right?
I don't. I think he's gonna save it. I mean,
Stonemason.
what is 2 golem? He. I don't know that he will, but it's hard. He still doesn't have like any source of money, which is mainly just means he doesn't have a merchant guild, or mystics or anything. We'll watch this game and see what they're kind of doing around turn 14 and 15 and see what we think it would have done compared to a money.
I mean, the chat is debating this, and there's a lot of speculation. Like, I played this set a lot, okay? And Big Money was competitive. Like, it won half the games. So, like, I mean, you don't have to believe me, but I'm right. We'll just put it that way.
I just, I never believe the testing, I guess, unless I was a part of it.
Yeah,
Not
sure.
because I think people play things terribly, but there are sometimes like big differences in the way a person is doing the engine, you know.
That's true.
And sometimes there's not. I guess I wouldn't say I wouldn't not trust it. I just never. I didn't look at the logs for this one, so I just have no clue how it was actually played.
JSH wants to know if I played against a chimpanzee or
Right.
Lexi.
Right, you beat your dog and decided Big Money was the best.
Yeah, she was really building that engine. She was going for it, but I edged her out with Big Money.
Set her up in front of a computer and make the I have no idea what I'm doing meme with your dog.
I played Markov Keta, and he was playing the engine. I hate Golem engines. I'm probably not good at them, so I'm not probably qualified to play with them. Here's a turn for Steph. So probably, I mean the big question is like how many golems is too much, because you don't really want 10 golems. You probably want maybe 2 or 3 at this point, and it's not a trivial decision. Like maybe he doesn't want a stonemason for 2 golems. Maybe he wants to pick up like Nomad Camp instead, or well, not Nomad Camp, but Wishing Well or something.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Are all the madmen out of the decks?
I think so. I'm pretty sure Steph has played both of his, and I don't think She Can't Say No still has a hermit. Uh-oh. She Can't Say No resigns. Well, that's unfortunate. Steph did have like 1,000,000 golems, and by 1,000,000 I mean 2.
It doesn't quite look. I mean, I don't remember what She Can't Say No's hand was there. Maybe his hand was terrible. That's what he's saying. But he doesn't look that far behind as far as the decks go.
I mean, Big Money is competitive there. It wasn't too late for him to switch gears. Well, it was a little too late.
He wasn't even that far behind in the engine, right? Because
Steph
just look at the deck contents.
Steph had 2 golems, and
he's down a golem. He's down a Wishing Well. He's
got those mystics though, which are really nice.
Which are fine, yeah, are perfectly okay. I don't think that was. I wouldn't have resigned there, but I don't remember exactly what his last hand was, but
And he said it was bad.
the as far as deck contents go, it did not look resignable to me.
I think She Can't Say No started both of those games. Oh, no. Never mind. They both started one each. Well, so this next king, I thought we were going to have lots of time during that game to talk about the tournament, but anyway, this
Nope.
next this next kingdom was submitted by Sir Dolphin. Thank you, Sir Dolphin, for submitting this kingdom.
You're a true knight of the
The
sea.
knights are not in this kingdom, unfortunately. So
What would Sir Dolphin's knight ability be?
probably like something similar to Magikarp. Splash.
But how would that? What would that be in his dominion? Like what would he get? What would his
You may
vanilla
reveal your
bonus be?
hand. If you do, nothing happens.
Okay, there you go.
Okay. So this board, the big thing that's missing from this board is draw. There's no draw. So that's kind of a thing. But there are lots of things that you can do here. Horn of Plenty and Highway is still a great synergy, and you can do that. Rogue can also, along with Highway, help you come back from pretty significant deficits. There's also Salvager and Peddler here, which are both really good. Soothsayer is, I mean, it increases your opponent's hand size. Steph is hovering over Rats. I didn't think Rats was
I would
particularly good,
open Salvager Sage here.
but
Personally.
Salvager Rats is good. I think Salvager Sage and going for Peddlers is really good, because if your opponent gets all 10 Peddlers, you're going to have a bad time.
Whatever Sir Dolphin's ability it is, it should anti-synergize with Fishing Village.
For sure. So it shouldn't draw you cards.
Right. Should be like -1 coin per action you have or something.
A -1 card per action you have.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that.
So we're
And it
gonna
gives you
assume-
actions.
Okay, so
All right, so both of them have a Rats. And I think
both
Steph...
have a Salvager.
Yeah, he picked up his Salvager turn 3. Salvager, I think, is really important in the early game.
I think he should trash the. I guess it doesn't matter too much.
Yeah, Copper's probably slightly better just in case the estate collides with the Salvager. I mean, he's getting a Peddler this turn anyway, right?
Right. But the copper does help you get highways. So.
Well, it appears that if you're going to go for Rats, maybe you're not prioritizing highways much. It's tough to say, because you can salvage Rats. But, like, the highways hurt the reason you're trashing the Rats, so it's a little bit awkward to build that up. I think whatever strategy you do here, you have to get some highways, right?
I mean, I guess you could skip them and just go with peddlers. I mean, you can empty the provinces pretty fast, salvaging stuff. I would think highways could be useful, but.
So, I mean, even if you do get a big province lead, though, I mean, Rogue can kind of undo that in a sense. It's hard to play a lot of Rogues per turn, but
yeah,
your provinces aren't safe.
I wouldn't be afraid of the Rogue for that.
Rogue actually is pretty nice with Mining Village. You can pick up your Mining Villages after you trash them.
Mm-hmm.
There's synergy there. And if you're going to go for Salvagers, then maybe there's something to getting Soothsayer.
The real question is there something eating Herbalist? Are the peddlers
I mean, I feel like
strong enough?
Salvager's just way better than Herbalist.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe...
I mean, I wouldn't take it if the choice was between Salvager and Herbalist, but since Herbalist costs 2, you could easily have a turn where you can afford Herbalist and something else, but not Salvager and something else.
It's just... it's hard for me to imagine wanting just wanting an herbalist in my deck, but yeah, I suppose it's theoretically possible.
And of course, you don't have to trash something to it.
Oh, Leopold has a very good point in the chat. Rogue
Oh
gets
yeah,
killed by me salvaging rats,
Rogue never gets to do anything at all.
but the thing is, you play a couple of highways and the rats are out of range. You can turn your rogues into something that hits only provinces, but
Yeah.
then like there's no draw, so like eventually you're gonna have to play highways to find your rogues. So it's still a little bit awkward.
It probably just takes too many pieces to get it consistently.
So
It's just hard without draw.
it is. I mean, if it was easy, I don't think we would have picked this kingdom.
I agree.
Oh,
I don't know why the number E said Peddler is not going to be in the track. Oh,
he says it
except
is,
Peddler.
yeah.
Yes, Peddler can be there too.
I mean, I still think
I'm
Rogue
not
is.
a fan of Rogue here.
I still think Rogue is good. I mean, even if it's just a gainer, I still think it can be pretty good. There's always going to be stuff in the trash that you'll probably want to gain back of a variety of price points. I mean, if it takes away options from the opponent for salvaging province into province, if it comes to that, it's something you have to consider at the very least.
I think the problem for me with it is that all of these nice things seem to require having several highways in play as well.
Yeah, seems
So-
possible.
Yeah, it doesn't seem impossible. It just seems like several steps. Like it might take too long
Leopold says
without
it's
the
going to
draw.
gain only rats. I mean, it's very easy to put a mining village in the trash. So I don't think you'll have to worry about gaining rats with your rogue. So, who do you think is ahead here? I think, does Steph
I
has
think Steph is ahead.
4 peddlers?
He also has 2 salvagers.
That's true.
Um,
With only
I think Steph is probably winning here.
yeah, She Can't Say No has basically 1 highway to show for all of that.
No, he's going for the rogues. So we'll find out, or we'll find something out.
Yeah, I mean, Steph, I believe, has a lot of rats, so that can defend pretty well against rogue. A couple more peddlers. So She Can't Say No is probably just hoping to get lucky.
Yeah. I think he's totally screwed. Because Steph's going to start playing 2 mining villages a turn. Not 2 mining villages, 2 salvagers. Snap up 1 more of these peddlers and probably another mining village or something and be on his way.
Where are you, other salvager? His deck is really thin.
Yeah, he is just like totally set from here on out to just chop peddlers and churn through the provinces.
Yeah, he's really made use of the rats here. So it was Steph was the one I
Donald
believe
would be
that
so
opened
proud.
rats. He would. Steph opened rats. I wonder if that had something to do with it, waiting for the salvager.
I don't know. It could work out either opening. Does Steph want a rats to trash nothing? I kind of think there's no way.
His discard, I think, only has rats in it, right?
Right, so he would just be gaining rats. I can't.
Yeah, and those
believe
are
that's good.
yeah, those are effectively stop cards for his deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's definitely not the right call. I mean, at this point, he only has 1, 2, 3 rats in his deck. That's pretty good. I mean, yeah, I don't think you play the rats here. What do you get? Peddler Province? Highway?
So I'm I don't know if Steph will do this. I am always eager when I'm kind of ahead like this to just start running through the provinces as fast as possible. So here I would probably buy like province peddler mining village.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's right. That's just how I would do it. I know that's the quickest way to have the games end, but
I
it doesn't
think
necessarily mean it's right.
I like Province Peddler. I would be very tempted by a third Salvager instead of a mining village, but I mean, I think it's close.
Yeah.
I mean, you might put too many stop cards in your deck, but then you can salvage more peddlers. I don't know. It's not clear to me.
Well, he went with the thing I said, so
Well,
that makes me feel better.
you are in Division A, and I'm not, so it
No,
makes
I
sense.
didn't mean it as like
But I did though.
yeah, I would say Shikansuno is totally lost.
Yeah, he's in rough shape. He got a salvager. I mean, he needed that. I might have been tempted by highway just to try and get lucky, hit a province or something, but still his odds of that are pretty bad. And if Steph was able to get a province without trashing any peddlers, I'd say he's in pretty good shape.
Somebody in the chat said this game doesn't seem as close as the last two were.
Yeah.
Well, the first game was way further out than this one, even I think.
And he played it out.
The Vineyards one, but that previous one I think was totally there was game left in it.
So Steph is choosing pretty strongly to try and salvage rats before he gets to work on any of the peddlers, which I think is smart.
I'm a little surprised at.
Yeah?
I guess I'm a little surprised he's not going for double province turns.
I don't think he needs to. She can't say no, can't really put up a fight.
At some point you don't need to, but...
Right.
Or at some point you might as well because it ends the game.
Yeah, I don't see a third pile that's reasonable. I mean, the rats will go and the peddlers will go, but yeah, it's going to be provinces that ends this one.
Like there, I would have chopped a peddler and bought a province. Like, why play that last peddler out? I think that's like actually a pretty... I don't think it'll impact the result of the game, but I think that's a pretty bad mistake to not take the guaranteed province.
Yeah, I think he has more stop cards than mining villages. And I think that's a deciding factor. But left in the deck, I don't know. Might have been okay. But not getting a province that turn is certainly annoying. So this turn, given that he's seen a lot of stop cards, I think is going to be a big turn. Probably double province here. So he might consider trashing one of his mining villages. Oh, not anymore. Find his other salvager.
I think he should and take the two provinces.
Yeah, here it's definitely the right call. He can trash that rats. Yeah. I think Steph has played this one pretty well.
Oh yeah, it's a very, very nice play. I would have taken the guaranteed province on that one turn, but that's about it.
Well, that's another game for Steph, our league champion.
This is the fastest I've ever played Steph play Dominion, and this is proof also that he doesn't need to play slow.
So this next kingdom was submitted by Twack, Twak. This was Mixenox's favorite kingdom.
So my participation in the Kingdom Design Challenge was motivated mainly by getting in at least one board with no villages or can no villages or cantrips of any sort.
I
And so that's basically why this kingdom is in here.
and and I sent out the kingdom in the group chat we have, and she can't say no immediately responds, let's skip that one. This is exactly what you wanted, isn't it?
Yes, this is perfect.
Um,
The,
uh,
your idea was really good too, though, of making a black market board where there were no villages or anything, any
and
engine
junking
pieces at
attacks.
all.
Yeah.
And tags.
Yeah.
That would have been turning the knife though once you had already stabbed them in the back.
Yeah, and we didn't get many submissions with Black Market. I don't actually know if we got any. So,
There were two.
ah,
I looked earlier when we were talking about it in
ah.
the chat.
Yeah, so this board, I mean, there's no village other than Procession, and there's no draw other than Watchtower, and then the plus buy is here, but there's Swindler and Jester and all these attacks, and I mean, you can't build an engine here 'cause there's no
So,
trashing other than Mint.
so I do not actually understand. Every time Talisman and Gardens are on the board together, people will suggest Talisman Gardens.
It's not
That is
good.
like that is a thing that you can do and win.
Yeah, I mean, it might be better than a lot of other things on this board, but I mean, at the same time, Province is a card, and Swindler is a card,
Yeah.
and I mean, there
I've just
might be a
never but people say it. I've never seen a kingdom with Talisman and Gardens where people didn't mention Talisman and Gardens. Like it's a viable strategy.
I mean, maybe Talisman is good here in big money, but I'm really not sure about that. I mean, Silver Flood is okay on this board. Silver Flood is better than it normally is because of the presence of Swindler and Gardens. Uh, but, I mean, Double Swindler's a good opening. Swindler Talisman, I think, is also okay. That's my preference. I played this board a couple times. I didn't feel like I played it well either time.
I mean, I would probably just stick to um swindler into money stuff and just keep it simple with some uh with some gestures probably and
So
I
you,
don't you just watch the gardens just as a possible source of VP, but I wouldn't like dive headfirst into them. They're very susceptible to, or they're at least a little bit susceptible to Swindler.
mhm.
Um,
On certain draws, what do you think of, like, for example, Steph's next turn? What do you think of getting a mint here?
I don't like that at all
And why not?
because you're just trashing 3 coppers. It's like
Those coppers could
it's not
become curses.
yeah, but that's okay. That's not that bad. The mint's never doing anything for you as far as the mint itself, and so you'd really, I mean, maybe you take it with the 5 copper hand, but that's about the only case, and I don't even think I'd do it then.
Okay.
I certainly wouldn't do it for 3 coppers.
So, who's the one that has 2 swindlers? I think it's She Can't Say No.
They dove right into this talisman thing, though.
They have a lot of talismans.
They were
Wow.
convinced by it.
That's so many talismans. Talismen?
Yeah,
Talisman?
yeah, and She Can't Say No even took them over gold,
That seems.
which seems not good to me at all.
I don't know about that.
Not least of which because talismans can get swindled into procession, and gold can get swindled into itself.
Yeah, gold is really good here. I mean, even if you are going for gardens, a single province can be a big deal. And I don't think talismans is going to be that big of a deal. Hey, but we're getting two of the best
We're
people in the
seeing it.
world to play Talisman
Yeah.
Gardens.
There you go.
You did it, Mixenoch. I hope that's
It
what you
worked.
wanted.
I didn't actually look at this kingdom much beyond just seeing that it didn't have a village or a cantrip. I don't. Wandering Winder says he has never really been convinced of Talisman Gardens, and neither have I. And
I've tried it a couple times, and
I'm
it's
even.
pretty
I think
bad.
I have too, and it didn't do anything.
It's pretty bad, yeah. I think it's pretty bad.
I'm still unconvinced of it based on this game.
Wow, four swindlers in the same hand for She Can't Say No.
What?
It's a new record.
I did not see that until. That's insane.
Does he have any other terminals at all?
That's so terrible.
He has
That's
23 cards in his deck. Four of
that's
them are
crazy.
terminals, and all of them in this hand. Man, you make your own shuffle luck. What are you typing to them? um, Steph says in the chat, well, this will be
What
my
is
first
happening?
shuffle where not all of my terminals collide, and that's only because you trashed one of them. I mean, they're both going for Talisman
I mean,
Gardens.
this is everything I dreamed of and more.
I'm glad you're happy with it.
Now, see what they did. They got all these talismans, right? And then they don't use them for anything. This is this is what happens with talisman gardens,
They did use them to get more talismans.
right?
That did happen.
And then they buy gardens with them.
Well, yeah, because if you're going for Talisman Gardens, Talisman is one of the best cards for buying gardens with.
Leopold says lame watchtower there. And I have a question. When isn't the watchtower lame?
Oh, snap. Shots fired.
When is it not lame? So, yeah, I really think some province points would have been good here and totally doable if you buy golds.
Yeah, I mean, big money Swindler against Swindler can probably have two provinces by turn 14.
Or more.
I mean, at least two. I think two is a conservative estimate, and two gets you, the same number of points.
I mean, now they're just gonna like take down the duchies, right?
So good.
Look at this watchtower power. You know what's gonna happen here?
Yeah.
I take it all back about my watchtower.
He's gonna top deck that Talisman. Or
No,
maybe trash it.
he's gonna buy a province and he can block the curse from the embargo.
He just top decked the Talisman. Hard counter to
He can-
Swindler.
Yeah. He can buy. This is gonna
Oh,
be
look
amazing.
at this. Here it is. Here it is.
Oh, you thought you got him? She can't say no?
Boom! Trash that curse. Oh, Dominion's such a wonderful game.
But seriously, Talisman Gardens.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So what do you get here? 2 secret chambers?
I mean, Secret Chamber's not bad against Swindler. It's a thing. And it
Well,
helps
also,
you get gardens.
Your deck's just junk anyway, so why not put more in?
It helps you get gardens.
With a silver, it helps you get duchies.
There you go. Yeah, it's super good. Oh, look at that. The triple Secret Chamber play.
Plus, it's a super defense against attacks because it's blue, right? That's what that means.
Is Steph listening to us?
Yeah, he's a cheater.
Oh.
I'm on Skype calls with Steph when he plays all his matches, and I
Oh.
give him bad advice, and he does the opposite. He figured out the trick, so it doesn't work.
I mean, the score appears to be relatively close. Steph just leveled up his gardens. She Can't Say No levels up his. I think it'll be relatively close, but
In like one card, I think.
yeah, this doesn't look. It's not looking good for She Can't Say No. especially because Steph can end the game on his turn with a win. So that's pretty sweet.
Yeah. Well,
What
that was probably the greatest kingdom that's ever been played
was it everything you dreamed of?
in Dominion. It really was.
Oh.
That was perfect.
I'm glad to see you happy. Uh, so so this next kingdom was submitted by Fergesser. I hope I didn't mispronounce that too horribly.
It's Fergus, sir. I don't know.
Fergesser. My
I'm
apologies.
just making it up.
Out of the 6 kingdoms, my rating system had many facets, but the highest rating I could give a kingdom was a heart, and this one and the next one were the 2 that got my heart. They stole my heart. The most
Adam's
important.
also really easy though, so it doesn't mean much to get his heart. I'm just kidding.
You know what? I'm not gonna stand for that, bro. That was, wow. So the most important card on this board, and I'm not kidding, is Contraband. Like, it is the most important card here. The engine that's present needs Contraband in order to function. You have to empty the piles to get your cities turned on if the game lasts that long. But there's also a wonderful Silk Road slog here, and Contraband's here at the center of that. Now, both of them are probably going to go for the engine here, and I've accepted that. But in every single game I played at this Kingdom playtesting, the slog just crushed. So I think the slog is
I saw
way
that
better.
one log. Did you play some more?
I played like against not
Your
against
dog.
actual people. Yes, I played against the dog. She's much better
You
than the
played
bots.
against you played against the bots, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I
So,
mean,
so it tells us nothing about engine versus slog.
I'm quite convinced the slog here is best.
I saw the one log where you played a human and they didn't open Moneylender, and I don't. They had a 5-2, granted, but they didn't open Moneylender, and I don't see how the engine can have much of a hope without opening Moneylender.
I also think the fact that Contraband is at the center of the engine means that an opponent who's paying attention can deny critical components at the right time, like can prevent piles from emptying, and so the engine player can have a lot of trouble in these cases. So it's pretty interesting. So both of them appear to be going for similar things, although we did see a triple terminal collision by She Can't Say No a little bit ago. It's probably no fun.
Steph is taking this moment to decide something that is entirely trivial.
Yes.
Because you can just get that token back if you decide you want to buy something.
So
Which I guess he's probably actually thinking about what he wants to buy, but
I mean, think before clicking. That's probably good. Yeah.
yeah.
So both of them appear to be going very hard for Plaza, Moneylender, and Library / Oracle as their source of draw. They're both getting relatively thin, but neither one of them has picked up a Contraband yet. They seem to be content with 1 card per turn. And I think the Contraband is going to end up being weaker now that Plaza is about to run out. So if they want more options and they want to pick up more Plazas, it's going to be more difficult. I think on this turn, Steph should get a Contraband.
We'll see what he does. Here he goes.
Here it is.
He's going to do it.
He's hovering over it. It's the most
You know
important
it's
card.
true, Steph. Search your heart.
It's the most important card on this board.
It's got a plus buy and everything. So Adam's slog is basically you just get a million contrabands.
Leopold
And
says, Adam, can you
some
explain
money.
what slog there is on this board that can do anything that has any chance of beating the engine ever? I mean, Contraband into Silk Road by itself, I think beats the engine. But like you get oracles and stuff. I mean, oracle's a pretty big
But
component, and a
anyway,
library I think can
this
fit.
was one game, and uh, I was not.
The Silk Roads are
It did. It
worthless.
was.
The Silk
I will
Roads.
totally. I will say this. I based on the log. The Silk Road thing went up in my estimation quite a lot. I'm not convinced, but it looked better than I thought it did based off nothing.
The Silk Roads are important because they provide you options. You play a contraband and you play two contrabands, and you still have like tons of options for what you can buy. Your opponent can't deny you stuff. And Wandering Winder says, I think is accurate. Buy money, buy contraband, buy green cards doesn't seem particularly great. Neither does the engine. I think the engine here is pretty weak, especially because
so,
contraband is at the center of it.
so my thought on the engine is that you need to play focused about your green sources in the engine. So if you are going to play for provinces, you need to not mess around with the littler green cards, which the person you played the engine against did quite a lot. Um,
But that's, I think, because I was able to deny provinces when it mattered. Yeah.
right. Well, you just have to stop playing the contraband eventually once you're set up. I mean, I think what
And
you
then you're
try
gonna
to
catch up to a slog with one province per turn.
you maybe I don't know what the score. That in any case, I guess I should say I haven't played this, but I suspect that he did not build long enough or get himself set up to um, take advantage of what the engine can do. So, anyway, you could be totally right. The log was not unconvincing to me. I just not sure because I haven't played it myself.
Leopold says the slog will never hit 8 without two contrabands. I mean, you buy gold
That's not
too.
true, Leopold.
I mean,
That doesn't even make any.
you're
That
doing
doesn't
it
make
wrong
any
if
sense.
yeah.
You can easily hit 8 with a one contraband. It's a gold. You have silvers and stuff.
Silver's actually a really good card. In fact, the slog actually opens with a silver and an oracle, and
That
gets more silvers, so it's pretty good.
surprising, opening with a silver. Whoever heard of that?
So Steph is really thin, and she can't say no has named pillage as the contraband card. I mean, there's something to that. What do you do here? Like, what is it that you do want to buy in Steph's position? He's getting more draw.
I don't know.
Pillage is more payload, which helps, but at the same time, plazas accompanied with more draw can provide more payload. And also, at some point, Steph is going to want to pick up additional coppers to feed to his moneylender.
Mm, maybe. I mean, if he has the buys, but that seems.
I mean, over skipping extra buys, I think you want one copper in your deck. You need something to discard to your plaza. Well, contraband works for that, but
You could
probably
just have a couple contrabands, or you could have a gold.
this is true.
I
But
think Leopold is confused about how the Silk Road's deck is played. Um, which is you don't have to start buying Silk Roads immediately. You can buy some nice money first, and then just use the Silk Roads as an option because you have these contrabands.
yeah, I mean, you're getting value out of contraband when you can hit 8 with contraband, and if your opponent can only deny province or Silk Road. So like you get more options with victory cards to pick up, and since Silk Road is on the board, you don't care if you're not getting the one that you want. Like that's the idea. Pretty fortunate oracle there for Steph. So Steph seems to be focused on using coin tokens as the payload for his engine. You can see him holding his plazas as long as he can before playing them to maximize his chances of getting coin tokens. Since he is overdrawing his deck, I mean, that seems appropriate.
To answer Leopold's question, yes, basically it is. You play it like big money, only you have maybe more flexibility to go for all VP. I don't find in general slogs to be all that different from big money.
Sometimes you build a different amount of time, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but they look a lot like a big money deck where, typically the treasures are just as good. The treasures are better for your deck than, some cantrip, whatever it happens to be. I actually think slog is more like a game type than a deck type. Like the decks happen to hit this stage where they can't do much more than kind of hobble along, getting cheaper cards. You can kind of aim for that, and that's sort of what is meant by a slog deck. But sometimes it happens just when you're playing money.
So each of them has one city. I wonder how much they're going to go into cities.
All of them. They're going to build till turn 30.
I mean, I'll be really disappointed if they both do that, to be honest, because the person who doesn't get cities will just win, right? Both of them have one contraband, one city. But their decks are pretty similar. I think Steph got... They both have the same number of plazas. Steph has this extra village. But it looks relatively even from here. And they both seem to be denying pillage, which is reasonable. I mean, pillage is a great way to quickly increase your payload and potentially have your opponent skip a turn. So I think it's a very good card here. At some point, do you think they'll consider picking up a second contraband? Or do you think that'll decrease their options too much?
I'm not sure. Obviously, there are like things you can buy. You can put in more villages and oracles and stuff. But if it's stopping you from getting the two things you want, then... So I don't know if you put in a second one or not. If I was playing this against someone who wasn't mirroring me, I think I would get a second one.
Yeah, I imagine the plaza pile would be higher.
If I wasn't being mirrored, I think I would get a second contraband.
So, Steph, I believe, only has the one copper left in his deck. E speculates in the chat he should have played Moneylender there before Library.
I don't know if he really needs extra draw, though.
Yeah, it may not make a difference. So he discards the contraband for a coin token. Is he just going to get a province here? Or is he going to get a pillage?
Oh, he misclicked on the contraband.
Oh. I don't know, I kind of like the play.
It's even better than being smart or lucky, is just being dumb into doing something good.
They call
If you
that
can if you can combine all three, then then you've transcended Dominion
smart, lucky, and dumb.
and dumb. Those are the three qualities I strive for in everything, but especially in Dominion.
Okay, so she can't say no. Does the same thing. I wonder if he claims that he misclicked. So, Steph has a lot of coin tokens, and she can't say no. Didn't get to play his full turn last hand, so he has less of them. And this is not really what you want to see when you're pillaging your opponent. There's redundancy in everything. He'll be able to kick off.
Yeah. You really want to kill a turn. And there he
Didn't.
might do nothing at all, and he might take a coin token away or something at tops.
She can't say no says in the game chat could have considered saving the pillage. I mean, was there a way that
I don't think he could. I don't know why you would.
knowing that I had a terrible... Oh yeah, he had a bad hand last hand, so it was likely that pillage wouldn't do much. But at the same time, like, Steph wants those spoils too.
Yeah, I'm not convinced. But maybe.
So, you think Steph wants to double province this turn? I mean, he's got a ton of coin tokens and spoils in hand. Of course, this deck is gonna choke pretty hard on the green.
I really doubt he goes for green now.
And what do you think he should do instead?
But I don't know what he'll get instead. I guess he could. I mean, he could level stuff up. I guess if he wanted to get. I would be. How many coin tokens would he have to spend to like double province anyways? Like a lot.
4?
4. Yeah, I wouldn't expect him to do that.
It becomes difficult to build up in this case now that they're both using library as their draw.
They're actually going to play this as a race to get 100 coin tokens.
Oh, okay.
That's the new win condition.
Well, Plaza Split becomes very important in that race, yeah.
So I expect him to go Plaza Library.
Or maybe he wants to... I mean, he doesn't spend the spoils in that case, right? Because you want to keep a treasure density. Make sure that every plaza can discard a coin token.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he'll spend the spoils. Well, maybe one spoils.
No, I think you want both of them. I think you want to keep both of them. Is it... well, I mean, it saves you from spending a coin token, so it's...
Is he going to do province gold?
Yeah, it looks like it.
So Steph's diving in. He's convinced that all this action card nonsense was a waste of time. He got 8 coin tokens out of it. That was what he wanted. Now it's there. I guess the contraband does let him kind of threaten pillages while, like, they can either deny you a province, but then you get a pillage and it might kill their next turn. So, though the pillages have somewhat of a hard time actually killing turns here.
Well, they've both built quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
instead of buying pillages, which they couldn't because their opponent denied it, they built even more to make themselves less susceptible to pillage. So maybe they don't want the pillages now. I mean, it's still okay. It adds payload kind of nicely, but the attack just doesn't seem relevant, so maybe gold is just better. At some point, it might be considered again, but with only one contraband, you have to think about, well, do I deny province? Do I continue denying pillage?
And as Wandering Winder says correctly, that the pillages will start to hurt more once you've been greening a few turns. So you could catch them in those cases. I think Steph is just going for the green, hoping that he's far enough ahead that he can get through a decent amount of the pile. And he should still be in a good position to contest on any other sources of VP that SCSN starts to go for. Because you know what card is great for Silk Roads?
What?
Province.
Yeah. It's worth 6 points.
It is. Titan Drake can for sure play in the post-series tournament, so
That's awesome.
it's canceled.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like something really cool, but I've played so many of these boards, I really can't participate. So all of you guys out there that want your shot at me, you can't have it. Sorry.
I read the Kingdom cards in all these boards. I can't remember if I solo played any of them. I don't think I did. I'm playing in that tournament.
You should.
You should too, Adam. No one cares if you play tested them.
Eh.
I mean, unless you just don't want to.
I mean, if I won, I wouldn't feel good about it, so I'm not gonna do it.
Well, it's not like you're getting money.
Yeah, but I wouldn't feel good about winning, so I'm not gonna.
Okay.
I mean,
no, I'm not. I mean, you should do what you feel is right. I was just saying from the perspective of a person who would be competing, I wouldn't be bothered.
I understand.
That's all I was saying.
Then you can feel extra bad about losing. Show us the slog here. Hey, I'll play this board. I'll play the slog on this board. I'll play the crap out of it.
As long as the opponent's a bot or a dog.
Or hey, I played a human opponent once, and I don't know how I feel about playing against Wandering Winder on this board. Wandering Winder probably auto wins. Yeah, so the format of the tournament is more like, it's very casual. It's just find someone, pick a board, play it, record the result, and then find someone else and pick a board and play it and see who wins the most. I mean, it's not going to be anything super formal. It's just for funsies, so we can all play these kingdoms. We had like a ton of submissions, 67 submissions.
All the submissions.
We had so many submissions. All of them. Oh, Steph is gonna stream. I'm not gonna stream against him. But
oh yeah, and I would stream my games as well.
I'll probably watch quite a bit of them, but I don't think it makes sense for me to play or stream.
The prizes.
Wandering Winder wants me to play, but just preclude myself from winning the prizes.
So they're all tournament boards, and Adam can't reveal province to gain a prize.
I mean, I'll be honest, when I was looking through the submissions, if I saw any of the cards I don't like, I just
You didn't kill those, did you, Otto?
I mean, even if I auto killed them, it doesn't take them out of the running.
I thought we only took the one. I guess we took. But didn't we take ones that everybody voted for?
I don't remember.
He doesn't remember, guys.
Hey, hey, I wasn't the only one that was doing this. We had a lot of people looking at these.
He
So,
doesn't. We had like 3, 4.
yeah, yeah, we did. So we have Plaza's just ran out. She can't say no. Chose this turn to build, and got himself a Plaza and a city. I guess he's
Look at this
worried about
hand.
his draw. So cities are turned on. Yeah, he definitely needs to deny city here. He sets aside the pillage. Whoa, that's a pretty severe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh wait, no, that's not a misplay. He wanted to draw something else. I guess he's not. Steph isn't planning to draw his spoils this turn. Or no, he's got more stuff. Never mind. Steph can track his deck better than we can.
It's probably because he knows what's in his deck, and I
Maybe.
sure don't.
I mean, sometimes knowing what's in your deck is good. Oh yeah, and he's got 2 pillages in his deck.
Yeah, he had already played one pillage.
Yeah, I knew that.
He wasn't gonna play that one. It was just whether he wanted to see it or a different card. Fewer D's in Yed on Goku. Dr. Steelhammer, I think.
So Steph can double province here by spending 1 coin token if he wants it. That'll put him up 3-1 in provinces. He does have a pillage for additional payload.
What did? Oh, he hasn't voted yet. Vote with your dollars.
She can't say no blocks the city. Yeah, so it looks like he's going for provinces. I kind of like it. I think he should be able to get a decent lead like this. And he still should be able to hit province pretty well.
I mean, he's going to hit province probably the next 2 turns. Certainly this turn he will.
Oh man, and she can't say no duds. He doesn't find any draw cards, so that's not good.
Power of Moneylender.
Yeah, so these extra pillages that Steph has are really keeping She Can't Say No down. That was another painful pillage. We'll see if She Can't Say No can kick off this turn. This is not exactly what you want to see when you're pillaging someone.
Well, he knows the top 2 cards of Steph's deck are treasures. So Steph's turn is going to be just gold and contraband.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's pretty decent pillage. I think he left those on top with the Oracle. So if he denies, or if Steph denies, sorry, she can't say no, denies Steph buying provinces, Steph can just get like a city or something. Wait till the next turn.
So
The only fear here is like that if Steph picks provinces, or if Steph denies provinces, then she can't say no. Probably just keeps going city pillage every turn until the pillages run out and he activates his cities.
and you think Steph won't be able to province at all?
No, there's no guarantee of that. I'm just saying that's if Steph names province right now, that's what she can't say no has to try and do.
I think naming provinces. It's tough what you
I'm
name
not
here.
saying it'll work. I'm just saying if Steph names province right now, she can't say no has to go city pillage and try and stop Steph's turns again. And he may just end up doing that. I think Steph was probably going to name city or pillage for the contraband because Steph doesn't really mind too much. She can't say no buys provinces, or doesn't really mind at all. I don't think. Um, since at this point Steph wants the province pile to run out.
Province and pillage.
Village.
What do you think of the halfway measure there?
I think he has to just with. I mean, you
Are you worried at all
don't have
about
flexibility.
provinces running too quickly? Do you think maybe you pick up like Silk Road or Duchy instead?
I mean, I guess you could make a case for one of those, but you'll probably need a province to catch him anyway. So I'm not sure about Steph's duchy actually.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
I might just get a gold there or a city.
Yeah, Gold City, maybe even pillage. Oh man,
Yeah,
this
so
is
we'll
rough.
see if he could catch him.
Yeah, with unfortunate draws, Steph could take
Oh, but his
quite some
turn didn't
time.
even do much either. Neither of them are really having great turns.
Yeah, we're seeing pillage become a lot more effective now that there's some green in
All
the decks.
all she can't say no did there was buy the pillage, so he's just kind of hoping to get get the cities activated in a few turns.
And
Steph
Steph,
can buy a
yeah,
province.
he does draw enough to get that province, and I think he should.
So now he's gonna have a hard time getting the last one though.
Well, I mean, it's not impossible.
No, I just mean since he's dug out his tokens now, he has to get the money.
I mean, that's true. You can store up coin tokens, but he does have a lot of time to do it. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's definitely right. We'll see. I think on Chicansino's contrabands, I think he needs to name pillage.
how many
But I'm not sure.
cities does each of
I
them
mean,
have?
Chicansino's only hope here is that he gets to the point where the cities activate and he can have a couple turns of buying Silk Roads and stuff, buying duchies.
Chicansino has 3 cities. I mean, that's a lot. And that's certainly enough to buy all the things that you have money for every turn.
Yeah, it'll be hard to catch this lead. Obviously, here he kills a turn, kind of, but, Steph could still get a duchy out of it.
Yeah, it buys him a lot more time.
Because Steph can just go. I guess Steph probably could just draw green. I would name pillage, I think. I don't think naming like Duchy or Silk Road helps you because they're
Yeah.
about the same.
Yeah.
You could take either one.
He goes with city.
I think he should definitely buy a pillage.
Yeah, I agree. What are those 4 cards that she can't say no is top decked? I don't think they're
I have
stop
no idea.
cards. 2 pillages, yeah, that makes sense. They're
Oh, this
treasures.
is a killer turn for a dying turn for she can't say no because he doesn't stop Steph at all.
Maybe Steph's deck will stop himself.
Yeah, but here, I mean, like Duchy or Silk Road's estate is pretty okay.
Steph $1 short of ending it. Of course, he couldn't because the provinces are banned. What do you think about double estate?
Also, she can't. I think Steph is pointing out in the chat that she can't say no. Could have known exactly how much money Steph had. That's not true though.
Yeah, you don't get to see the cards that were put in hand from library.
Right, but I guess maybe that's all the money deck. No, Steph has 2 golds, doesn't he?
I
Yeah,
think he
couldn't have known. You're
I think
right.
he has 3 golds.
3 golds.
Or-
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's got all 3 of them.
Now Steph is writing. Or can't you see the cards I draw of the library? Yeah, I was wrong too. I was confused, like Steph.
Hey, at least Goko's got that implemented correctly.
Right. I don't know if she can't say no will buy the last pillage here, or what he'll do.
Steph, you mean?
No, I don't think Steph will buy the last pillage.
Yeah, I don't think he should.
But she can't say no on his turn. We'll have.
Yeah, I like gold over city here.
Is this game 5?
It is.
This game 5 is longer than games 1 through 4.
I think it is.
All right, we'll see now. He does take the last pillage. He activates Steph City.
He spends spoils over playing his gold.
Yeah, I think he's just worried about draw consistency. I mean, I think I agree with that. He has like 3 pillages in his deck. He's not gonna. He'll be able to get spoils back, but he wants to be able to line up his draw. I don't think he'll be hurting for money on a turn. He'll be hurting for time.
So it looks
And
like
also
Steph
just-
is aiming to pile cities at this point.
Well, Steph mainly just wants to get the province,
It's true.
but he obviously City can help with that. You missed the tournament. It's over. Adam's dog won. She was brilliant.
She played the engine so beautifully here. Way better than Steph, or she can't say no. He's going to use the coin token. I don't think I agree with that.
Double Silk Roads. How much does that push the clock back? That's the question, I guess. How much time does that buy him? So she can't say no is going to start having turns here. And he still has 3 pillages left in his deck, I believe.
I think there's 3.
So he could get 3 turns where Steph does pretty much nothing. He could, he might not, but he could.
So what do you think She Can't Say No should deny here? He went with Plaza. Do you think that was the right call?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. It seems reasonable. I mean, there was something to be said for province, right? I mean, you don't want Steph to be getting the provinces, so you probably don't want him looking at it very much.
Right.
You
Makes him
might
think
break
about
his
it.
focus, yeah. I could ask the fortune cookie.
Oh gosh. I don't have any idea what that is. Well, I guess it's just a fortune cookie. But
I've been wanting to do that for quite some time.
fortune cookies are disgusting. And the fortunes aren't nearly fun enough to make up for it.
I mean, there are certain brands of fortune cookies that is just not true for.
Which side is better, the fortune side or the cookie part? Which one gets a boost in these special brands?
It depends on the kingdom. I mean, cookie.
Right. I think I'd almost let him have Silk Road.
Yeah, I don't think denying Silk Roads is very good. You don't want to let that pile get any lower. Yeah, Duchy's probably good.
There you go. You mean you do want to let that pile, or Steph wants the
Yeah.
pile to get lower.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
she can't say no to it. Yeah. It's still really hard. I mean, Steph could buy a Duchy here easy with the number of Goldie. Set
Yeah.
aside, Steph.
He's worried about triggering a shuffle. He doesn't want
He's
his
gonna
golds to miss
shuffle
the
with. It's
shuffle.
gonna be in his. It's gonna be in his hand when he shuffles. No, I guess it could not be.
Yeah,
If he puts everything in hand, he'll just have everything.
he's tracking. I think there's 2 golds in that draw pile, though, right? And if there
It
are,
could be.
then he doesn't want
Then
those to miss.
He should just take it. Yeah, I don't know. It could be true.
But if he shuffles and finds another gold, it's game over right now.
I think that's like, if I would say if there are 2 golds left in these 3 cards, the clear best thing is to,
There's only 1.
yeah. So this is fine, but your odds of getting to 3 golds are like tiny, tiny, tiny. So.
Steph's Silk Roads
just went up.
Yeah, they went from 2 to 3.
We made it to turn 22.
We did it, guys. We did it.
And he just tosses a city.
Just one moment. I need to mute myself briefly.
Oh man, Adam's gone. That means I have to carry on everything, and I'm boring. Yeah, look at She Can't Say No playing this hand at Dominion. He's like playing those action cards, and they're doing stuff. It's crazy. Can you guys believe it? Sometimes he discards the money, and sometimes he doesn't. Yeah, you were in the wrong chat, Amaloy. Adam, how close are we to the 2.5 hour mark or the 3 hour mark?
I have an alarm set on my phone, but we have like 45 minutes.
Okay.
So she can't say no. He's discarding. He's always discarding treasure for coin tokens, and I understand he wants to increase his library draws. But I mean, as you stop drawing your deck, there comes a point where that's no good anymore. Do you think that point has arrived?
I don't know. It could have easily with with like tossing a gold down. Could have easily been bad call.
I have
Didn't watch.
I have a
I,
fortune cookie here.
can it give us some information?
Mm,
Last turn, Steph discarded a contraband to his plaza
yeah, for a coin token, which I like.
for coin token.
Makes
Yeah,
sense.
I
It
think so
says,
too.
follow your heart for success in the coming week.
I always do that.
Yeah? Hmm.
Yeah.
This is a good fortune cookie right here.
Tastes like fortune.
Mm-hmm. I see what you did there. That was delicious. I'm gonna not chew on stream anymore though.
So I guess he just needs to get a duchy here.
There's no coin tokens. Duchy
He's getting pretty
and
close to the.
no silk
Is
roads.
he counting his green cards? How many Silk Roads
Yeah, she can't say no is scrolling through his log.
how many green cards does she can't see? No, not green cards. How many Silk Roads does he have?
Hmm. Maybe he's seeing if double silk roads wins for him.
Right. Or double, not double, but province. But I don't think either of those is.
I mean, his silk roads have to be worth 4 each, because if they're worth 3 each and 4 of them bump up, he still loses on turns. Oh, but they're saying...
Well, Steph bought 2 in one turn. I think he has to just take a duchy now. But then next turn, like a province could win. Depending. I just don't know what the counts are.
Okay.
So Steph is going to take a Silk Road now. I assume.
I can't imagine what else he would want. All right, that was a 3-point Silk Road.
Going from 3 to 4 on She Can't See No's turn wasn't enough.
From 3 to 4, assuming that assuming that Steph had 4 Silk Roads.
Oh, okay.
Oh, this is a really fortunate draw for She Can't Say No.
Does Province Silk Road win for him?
It might. If his Silk Roads bump up, which they didn't last turn, that's...
He doesn't. He won't be able to do that because Steph will contraband. Or block something with contraband.
You know, what if Steph blocks Duchy?
seems like the not likely thing for him to block, but I guess it could be. It could be right, depending on what the VP card counts are. I just have no idea what they are. Hopefully the wind isn't too terribly loud. Now he's going to count. Great. So, well, we'll get to know. She Can't Say No has 4 Silk Roads.
I have my own personal feelings about using this.
I mean, I've seen you read through the log before.
I've looked back like 2 turns before,
Okay.
and I felt dirty doing it.
Yeah. I guess that's the question: is what's the cutoff? I think as long as it's there and it's visible for everybody, they can do what they want with it.
Well,
I mean,
check this out.
You could certainly have the view that only like the last 2 turns should be displayed. That's totally legitimate, but as it currently is.
Impressive that She Can't Say No is able to make that comeback. Looks like a province and a state turn was enough.
Was enough. There you go.
She Can't Say No says, possibly my greatest comeback ever, up there with the possession from Black Market against AI. I haven't seen that game.
I watched that game, and I thought AI messed it up pretty badly, actually. But it was a really nice comeback, the possession one. And it was a lot more exciting than this one, I'll tell you that. The turns are not nearly as long. We're the same.
Well, anyway, I really like the Kingdom. Even in the engine mirror, you can get some interesting situations.
Yep.
So this last board was submitted by Myth, M-I-T-H.
Who is real. He's a real guy.
He is, yeah. And this one, this is the other one that got the heart rating from me. This is probably my favorite, my personal favorite.
This one is pretty stacked, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, this is a big engine no matter how you slice it, but there are lots of different options for directions you can go. How do you get your draw? How do you get your villages? Do you go for university? Do you not? What's your payload? Do you go for Mass Grand Market, or do you not? Do you go for pillage? Do you go for Margrave? Or how much do you invest in the defense against those Menagerie horse traders? Embassy big money just gets crushed here.
Menagerie is not really defense so much as it's just what you want to be doing.
Yeah, I mean, Menagerie is super good here, right? I mean, you can thin coppers, but horse traders and embassy both enable Menagerie, and Menagerie does counter Margrave, soft counter.
Yeah.
I think University is worth it here. It gives you an extra layer of pile control, and gaining cards is always going to be good up until the very end of the game. So I personally like it, but I don't think it's clear. Steph goes for horse traders.
I'm leaning towards skipping the University, I think. But it could be okay.
I mean, it's close regardless. I like it, but I'm not convinced that I'm right. She Can't Say No goes for the potion.
That's the potion.
And now She Can't Say No hits 6 here for an early altar, which is a big freaking deal.
Pretty nice.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Best possible thing. And this hand is really nice too.
And yeah, and he doesn't suffer by hitting 1 potion for it. So I think She Can't Say No has a huge advantage right now. She Can't Say No in the chat says, now this one looks cool. Much love to whoever designed this. Shoutouts, Myth. He says, Steph wants to know if She Can't Say No wishes Swindler was on the board. Okay, so Steph does hit 6 here. But once again, monster draws for She Can't Say No. I mean, this arguably couldn't be going any better for him. Steph has a couple of horse traders in his life. But I still think a single Margrave is pretty good pickup for She Can't Say No.
The question is, I think you get two altars here, actually.
If you can
Um,
get them early enough, yeah. But expand is also really good. You can expand into Grand Market, so like if you can swing it, expand over second altar can be good. Big turn for Steph.
the universities may end up being not so great, though. I can definitely see that.
Yeah, I mean you don't. I don't think you want more than 3 of them, maybe 4, but it's tough. But I mean the potion can be expanded into Expander Grand Market. Embassy's very good here to have in your deck, but the silvers can be expanded into Grand Market. There's a lot of cool interactions here.
Second altar for Steph.
Yeah, makes sense. I thought ending on this kingdom would make them both feel good after the 5 games we just put them through. Steph says in the chat, "Stop attacking me." He's talking about the silvers from the embassies.
Look at this double horse
Oh,
trade.
wow, that's the dream right there.
Card of the week number 8.
Wow. That
It's so
was
powerful. It defends against discard attacks. All you have to do is have horse traders in your deck.
That's right. Wow, what a draw from Steph. I mean, She Can't Say No has
He's gonna have to end up like trashing some of these horse traders. Not really. He might trash one. Nah.
well, what do you think you do here? Alter copper for sure. Probably alter silver.
He needs some. He needs some menageries now.
Yeah, Menagerie is really good. Although She Can't Say No is, I think, set up much better to use the Menageries at this moment. I think he's drawing more, has more embassies.
Steph has a lot of bazaars though.
Yeah,
and with the horse traders.
Yeah, the Bazaar split is a big deal because I mean you do want to play a lot of terminals here, and University is not how you want to be enabling that. I mean it helps, it can make up for losing the Bazaar split 6-4, but 7-3 can be a lot rougher. You're gonna have to pick up a lot of menageries.
Right now, I'm not so impressed with the universities.
I think Steph is
We'll
playing.
see.
I think Steph is playing very well against the universities. He's racing Bazaars, and I think that's very good. Wandering Winder doesn't like the embassies. I mean, I think it's good. I think maybe you want a lot more menageries, but
She Can't Say No will have better pile control though. No doubt about that.
yeah, he needs to find some way to add some payload because right now his payload is mainly university. He doesn't have any grand markets or expands, so he might run into trouble scoring points.
I don't think they're gonna really score too many points.
Well, I mean, Steph can pick up a colony, and She Can't Say No might not be able to do anything about it.
This hand's really terrible for
Yeah.
She Can't Say No.
Yeah, for his lucky early draws, it's coming back on him. He hasn't really been able to kick off to a decent hand yet, and I feel like his deck should be able to do that pretty soon.
So Steph is worried about the 3 pile now.
As he should be. I mean, the game is
Yes.
very close to over. I like the province there.
This is just a horrible
Yeah, I think he's got to play pillage here, and
toss the bazaar.
yeah.
I guess you could toss the altar too, but Well, he didn't, but if he'd drawn into a horse traders,
Oh yeah, that would have been monster.
I bet he takes a duchy
Yeah, duchy makes sense.
or double embassy. He just goes for the kill.
Oh, I don't like that at all. She can't say no. Just had a stall turn.
Oh, he would. He would. It would be terrible.
Yeah. I think you want at least one duchy. The second one, I don't know, menagerie. I don't like that. What do you get with your second $5 gain? Another duchy? It's probably
Margrave.
okay.
2 duchies are like a Margrave.
Leopold says none of these boards had market on them.
Oh, he took the embassy.
I must hate market.
So now she can't see no has to get a colony,
Yeah,
basically.
it's not unreasonable, but he really wants to be playing these universities before this menagerie, and he kind of has to commit to emptying piles if he wants to try and end it this turn. Do you think he's going to do it?
Maybe.
This is a tough call. I mean, what are you going to gain if you don't?
Like horse traders.
Yeah, I think a single horse traders is good in this deck. Maybe a Margrave. Margrave's probably good.
It's hard. He's kind of
People are calling for Lexi to provide commentary because
yeah.
they think that she's better at Dominion and unbiased. Lexi is asleep right now. So, sorry.
she's extremely biased also.
She really likes engines.
Heavy engine preference.
Yeah. She loves Moneylender. Yeah.
Complicated stuff.
So she can't say no hedges a little bit. He gets a pillage and a horse traders. Oh, this is a great hand, though. He still may be able to pivot.
Menageries he has.
He might still be able to win the game this turn. He's got a couple of gains in hand. Well, he probably just wants to colony this turn. So is he going to discard? Well, he can just...
He has so many embassies.
Yeah, embassy's good here.
Yeah, he says like 1 million.
Is he going to play an embassy or horse traders? I don't know. I like playing horse traders and then menagerie there.
I guess he's going for the menagerie next.
Yeah. I mean, he really wants to be drawing a lot of treasure. So at some point you have to... Oh, wow, look at that. You can trigger a menagerie.
How many cards is that? 1, 2,
5, 10, 12?
Yep. 12 uniques. I think... I'm not seeing him getting a win and the points.
Yeah, he needed to go for those university gains to do that.
Though I guess maybe with the spoils.
Yeah,
he plays the pillage.
Yeah, it's not impossible. He still has enough gains left. Oh, and the horse traders hard counters the pillage. That is not what you want to see.
Card of the week. So he would need like $20, right? Basically, no, less than that, right? He just needs like
he needs $17. Does he have the buys for it though? He needs 3 buys. Yeah, he has it if he plays those 2 terminals, but then he can't play altar.
Is he out of villages completely? I assume.
Yeah, he has 2 actions left. Right now he can't do it. I mean, he'll play Margrave next regardless, but I don't think he wants to aim for piles right now because I don't know if he can take enough of a lead.
And what is his next 5 cards, like total garbage?
Um, that's a good question. So yeah, he's gonna alter that potion for sure. Probably needs to get a duchy.
Is that better than playing a horse trader? I guess the third buy isn't that useful.
So he's $1 short of double colony. Playing the horse traders would have allowed him to double colony. Maybe that would have been better. His double colony is pretty strong.
Yeah, double colony would have, I think, been better than this duchy.
Yeah, and also there's something to be said for playing the embassy just to get to a clean shuffle. Unless he knows that that next hand is going to be okay.
I think it's got to be awful, right? He didn't like discard a bunch of useful things.
Yeah, I mean, there's no villages in there.
So like in on his university gains, he wouldn't have taken what? I mean, if he was going for the 3 pile, he wouldn't have taken maybe the pillage
Right.
and taken like a menagerie instead or something.
Yeah, just emptied embassies and menageries with those gains. He probably could have gotten there, I think. Because he only needed a single colony to take a lead.
Right.
I think he could have gotten there.
But this next hand's got to be totally dead, I think.
Yeah, so colony province, I
Like
think, is what he has
like
to do.
4 stop cards. And here he should have gotten the double colony. Yeah. Steph doesn't have any Margraves, right? So there's no rescuing. Steph will just win this turn most likely.
What does it take for Steph to win, though? Steph doesn't have the pile control. She can't say no. He's got one altar.
He has 2 altars.
Oh, he does have two.
So he needs like $19, I think.
But he doesn't have any Margraves. I think he's going to have trouble drawing enough. I don't think he can end it this hand.
He has way more menageries, right?
Does he?
Or like 4 to 3, maybe?
Even then, I think he's still going to have trouble. I don't think
Yeah,
he'll
I'm
be able
not
to
saying
end
it would be like super easy. But if he. So let's say he alters for embassy and duchy, then he needs $17. He should play an altar, I think.
He wants to draw with his menagerie. Steph in the chat said, Adam says I now have to laugh at you. Adam is mean. I don't know.
Is he listening?
I don't know where that came from. She can't say no says he should have emptied piles.
Yeah, I was reading. So if I were Steph, I would take a duchy first, and then see later.
Right, I think points are very important.
Make the if I can make the pile out.
He did discard a silver over discarding either altar or horse traders. That seems suspect.
He needs to draw a bazaar in here. Of course, he has about 1 million. So.
Yeah, so Wandering Winder says university definitely looks the way to go here. Yeah. Thanks, bro, for backing me up. Appreciate it.
I mean, I think it's fine.
Oh, he goes
but I wouldn't
with the
say
altar.
it's. I wouldn't say it's like. I mean, I think Steph's going to win without it.
It's a gutsy move going for that embassy, though.
Yeah. Although he could, I guess, potentially have a pretty good idea of what Shikansino's cards are, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He probably knows he's gonna stall, so he's in pretty good shape.
He plays. I mean, I see he didn't make it to the. He should have discarded one of those silvers instead of that duchy. Unless he just already has the win.
What is it?
Oh yeah, he just already has the win.
He can buy 3 menagerie. He needs to buy colony. Alter estate into duchy. Horse traders discard. He'll have 19. That's
Oh, I was doing
a
points wrong.
dollar
He doesn't
short.
already have it. I
Yeah,
was counting incorrectly.
I don't see a win here.
But yeah, I think Steph shouldn't have tossed that duchy. I think he should have tossed the silver. Although maybe another activated menagerie is not so great.
They're saying the win is here. I counted he has 19 instead of 20. Did I miscount? Colony and 3 menageries does not win. So he needs another gain. So he has to play the altar. Yeah, he's a dollar short.
People, I don't see the win either.
Yeah, he's saying in the chat.
I don't know what they want him to buy out. This one more chance for She Can't Say No isn't going to be very impressive.
Yeah.
What does gaining menagerie do? Then he has. Can he colony estate double menagerie?
Double
If he alters
menagerie?
for a menagerie?
Alter copper into menagerie.
If he had altered copper into a menagerie and then bought colony estate double menagerie, how much is that? Did he have that?
I don't know.
He had 19, right? That's $19.
He would have had to alter a copper. He would have had to discard money somewhere.
Well, he had $10 in coin already. He had 4 silvers in hand. So he would have discarded silver estate, that's 3, and then leaving 3 silvers is 6 is 9 is 19.
It might check out. You could be
So
right.
he could have bought colony because he was down by 10, right? So
Yes.
colony estate. Yeah, I think he did have a win.
So Steph
He
can't
just wasn't
colony
seeing
here.
the altar for a menagerie. Why does my line not work? He would have had 4 buys then.
This is a big deal. She Can't Say No couldn't draw a village, and that's really unfortunate. He had a decent shot.
Yeah, I was.
Steph said in the chat, okay, if this hand doesn't win, I'm going to eat my shoe. All he has to do is get 3 menageries, and he has it in his hand, yeah. So this is over. Yeah, there it is. League champion, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, there it is. Well done to Steph, asserting his dominance. I think he keeps up his average win rate. She Can't Say No says, cool boards except for the first one and the gardens nonsense.